And good evening. We are live here from Harding County, South Dakota, as we got another volleyball game of the week on the docket for tonight here on KDSJ Sports. That's on 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also online at KDSJ980.com, as well as streaming on our mobile app, as we got a Little Moreau Conference Rivalry lined up for KDSJ Sports tonight. It is the Harding County Lady Ranchers, red hot Harding County Lady Ranchers, coming into tonight's contest 17-2 on the season, and a Little Moreau Conference champions going up against the Faith Lady Longhorns, 7-9 on the season under first-year head coach Megan Drum. Good evening from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, the official sports medicine provider to several high schools in the Black Hills and Northeast Wyoming. As again, we're here in Buffalo, South Dakota for some Class B action here on KDSJ Sports and on KDSJ-TV, your hometown stream for your hometown team. Clayson Davis on the call tonight here from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Cody Oliver, the board op, keeping us all live on KDSJ Radio, as it's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to first serve, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, with locations in Spearfish and in Sturgis. The Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, and off exit 32 Junction Avenue in Sturgis, as these two teams, a long history playing each other in the Little Moreau Conference. And again, the tournament just ended up last week with Harding County winning over over Lemon. They have beaten the Faith Longhorns already twice this season, and it's, as the old adage says, it's hard to beat a team twice in the season, let alone 3 straight times. And this year has been the first year in 8 attempts that Harding County got the best of Faith. The Lady Longhorns, a juggernaut in Class B volleyball, under, again, a first-year head coach. A lot of seniors graduated from last year's team, and we'll see what they have for tonight. It's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to first serve here on KDSJ-TV. When we come back, we will hear from the leader of the Harding County Lady Ranchers, as head coach Tammy Bruja joins us with our pregame show as we lay the foundation, brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. It's the Ranchers and the Longhorns. We'll hear from Coach Bruja next on KDSJ Sports in 2 minutes.
With me now.
Manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees, whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
Collision Repair countdown to first serve with a Little Moreau Conference rivalry between Harding County and Faith here in Buffalo tonight. I am joined by head coach of the Harding County Lady Ranchers, Coach Tammy Bruja, joins us with our pregame show. Coach, thank you for the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
17-2 is the record of the Ranchers so far this season. You guys have been on a roll. What has been the key to your hot start and through the midway point of your 2025 year so far?
Well, I have a group of girls that really are playing together with determination and poise and hustle, and they really get after it. And they have some big goals to meet this year, so that is where we start.
Talk about some of those goals for the Harding County Lady Ranchers this season.
To win the LMC tournament, which they accomplished last weekend. And their goal is to just get 1% better every day out, whether it be practice or in a match. And then their next goal is to make it to the SODAC 16 coming out of our region.
And, of course, last season you guys were able to make the SODAC 16 all right here on KDSJ Sports. And didn't go how you wanted it to versus Burke. What do you feel like are the main differences from last year's SODAC 16 team to this season's team?
This season, I think we do communicate better as a team, and our defense has stepped up, as in digging in the back row and our blockers in the front row, and we have been more aggressive hitting-wise, putting the ball away strategically.
Talk about that Little Moreau Conference tournament that you guys competed in last week.
We competed against, out of the gate, Dupree, and then we had Faith, and then we played Lemon 3 times. We played them in the semifinals, and then we had to play them in the championship game. They beat us the first match. Therefore, we had to play them again because we had not lost, and then we won the second match of the championship.
Talk about a lot of competition there in that Little Moreau Conference, and again, you have another rivalry game against Faith here on KDSJ Sports. Again, as we catch up with Tammy Bruja from the Hardin County Lady Ranchers volleyball team. Coach, who are some of your standouts that have stepped up to the plate for the Ranchers this season?
We actually have a lot of girls that contribute to our success, because not only our starters do really well, but we can go to anybody on the bench to come in and give us a few rallies, and we're pretty pleased with that outcome. We do start a junior at our libero, Lexi Rolfe. That is a new position for her, and she has been adapting well to it. She is our communicator on the floor. We run Braden Patton and Carson Page out of the middle, and that is a junior and a sophomore. We do run a 6-2. We have 2 setters, Maya Glines and Camry Patton, and 2 outsides, Macy Went and Cadence Gilbert. And then coming off the bench, we have 2 seniors that play a DS, and that is Sorrel Nation. And Addison comes in, and she can hit in any spot for us when we need somebody to come in and help us out.
A lot of flexibility with this Rancher squad this season, Coach. Of course, running a 6-2 with the 2 setters, and of course they're able to hit as well. You have a deep bench. Yeah. Talk to me about how important and how much of an advantage it is having so much flexibility and depth with this 6-2, and having that be a part of the Class B volleyball here in the state.
Yeah, I think it is a good advantage for us because, you know, if someone is having a bad day, we have others that will step up and help them out and just play together as a team. So I think it is a big advantage for us. Even in the practice gym, they're competing hard against each other, and it makes us better.
Coach, what does the injury report look like for the Ranchers?
We've had a couple sprained ankles and just a little minor injuries. We're hoping to get them all healed up as we head into the back end of our season.
17-2 on the season so far, Coach. How do you keep the girls focused as, again, they've more or less rolled over every single opponent they faced this year, -2 games?
Yeah, we really try to make sure they remember where their goals are and where we want to be at the end of the season, and that we're just trying to improve every time out and try to keep their focus on where we want to go, because it does become a long journey. So we just got to keep their eyes focused on the end goal of where they want to be.
Looking at your opponents, the Faith Lady Longhorns. You already played them once this season and took care of business versus the Longhorns. What do you see on film from the Longhorns that impresses you, and what did you see in that first matchup that they could try to switch up against you guys this time around?
Yeah, we've actually played them twice, once in the regular season and once in the LMC tournament. They have a great libero. She's a great passer, so we're going to need to hit strategically in order to make the others dig the ball, otherwise keep it away from her. Their middle, we're going to have to contain her with our block, so we're going to have to make some adjustments on where she's hitting the ball, where we're going to move our block.
And finally, Coach, what are your keys to a win versus the Faith Lady Longhorns?
Definitely need to be defensively minded and actively pursuing the ball and protecting the middle of the court. Another big thing for us is to communicate early. And lastly, we're going to have to try to minimize unforced errors and serve aggressively.
Coach, thank you for the time and good luck.
Awesome. Thank you.
And that is head coach Tammy Bruja of the Hardin County Lady Rangers with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to first serve here tonight between the Ranchers and the Faith Lady Longhorns, as we are just moments away from first serve here on KDSJ-TV. As again, the Faith Lady Longhorns 7-9 on the season. Harding County 17-2, with the only two losses being to Bennett County and Lemon. And I believe we're going to have our national anthem coming up here soon. So with that, we're going to take a 2-minute timeout and come back with our Dana Denlar's starting lineups. It's the Ranchers and the Faith Longhorns next here in 2 minutes on KDSJ Sports.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios,
and an
of
electric
course,
co-op.
Foundations. Heinzerling Concrete
We own this
is
ranch.
proud to support the
And we also
activities
own an
that
electric
help our
co-op.
area youth build their foundation for future success.
I own this house
Whatever the
along with
job,
Electric Co-op.
Heinzerling Concrete
Grand
is the
Electric
name you
Cooperative
can
is
trust.
owned by
Google
our members.
Heinzerling Concrete
I own
of
this
Spearfish.
barbershop and an electric co-op.
Together, we're partners in keeping our corners of South Dakota vibrant. So go ahead and use your energy to own your day.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Find your ride and drive for less in a one-owner Junix certified pre-owned vehicle. Inspected by Junix technicians and protected by a 6-month limited powertrain warranty. Drive home a 2020 Chevy Traverse Premier as low as $25,895. A 2023 Ford Escape ST as low as $23,995. Or a 2023 Nissan Rogue as low as $21,495. Visit Junix.com to see what's available. Then schedule a test drive to see what's possible at Junix Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on West Jackson and Spearfish.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
And welcome back to Buffalo. It's our high school volleyball game of the week. It's the Harding County Lady Ranchers taking on the Faith Lady Longhorns. It's time for our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups, brought to you by Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. And this is how the visiting Faith Lady Longhorns will start. And they'll start off with the number 2, Brindley Price, is a senior setter/right sider at 5'7". Number 3 is Rainey Jones, a junior defensive specialist at 5'3". Number 4 is Bridger Fry, a sophomore middle hitter at 5'10" for the Faith Lady Longhorns. Hartley Heidler, she's their outstanding middle hitter at 5'11" and a senior. They will go to her a lot tonight. Number 12, that is Whitney Veit, a senior middle hitter/outside hitter at 5'9" for the Lady Longhorns. Cashley Kings, a senior defensive specialist at 5'6" for the Longhorns. The libero is Sawyer Simon, a libero at 5'4" for head coach Megan Drum in her first season as the helm of the Lady Longhorns. Now it's time for the Harding County Lady Ranchers starting lineups, brought to you by Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish. Maya Glines is a junior setter at 5'3". Again, we'll see a few setters rotating through for Harding County, and that's 6'2". Macy Wentz, a junior outside hitter at 5'8" for the Ranchers. Camry Patton, she does everything for the Lady Ranchers. She's a sophomore setter / middle hitter. Don't see those very often in volleyball. She's a 5'9" sophomore. Carson Page is a sophomore middle hitter at 6 feet tall, the tallest girl on the floor for between both teams. Braden Patton's a junior middle hitter at 5'9". The libero is Lexi Rolfe, a junior at 5'5", for head coach Tammy Bruja in her 22nd season at the helm of the Lady Ranchers. As we're running a little bit ahead of schedule here on KDSJ Sports, as first serve was slated for 7 o'clock, where we're going to go about 15 minutes early. As of serving first in this contest will be Harding County. Again, 17-2 on the season. As our Law on the court rolls the ball. Instead, it'll be to Faith and the Lady Longhorns. Rainey Jones to serve, and here we go with first serve. It's dug up by the libero. Patton serves outside. Page will go long, and the first points of the day will go to the Faith Lady Longhorns. Carson Page a little bit long on the first hit. Here's the serve back to Hardin County. Set up Braden Patton. Outside hit is dug up by Faith. Here's the bump outside. That's number 12. That is Veit. And Veit gets the point. So a 2-0 run for Hardin County. For Faith gets them the early lead. Longhorns, again, have won the Little Moreau Conference. I don't know how many times in a row, but it's been a lot. As now Harding County in the middle. Dug up. Harding County on the return. He goes outside all the way back, and the Rangers get their first points of the day. As on the outside, the attack by Maya Glines gets the first point for the Ranchers, and she will also be back to serve. Glines dug up by Faith, and then no one's there to receive it. Now go for an ace for Maya Glines, as Rainey Jones, the DS, not quite able to grab the dig for the ace. Harding County with the serve. They go to the middle. The middle goes a little bit long for Faith. Hardly Heidler, the senior middle hitter. It's a little bit long, and now we're at a 3-2 contest on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Harding County goes to the middle. Caden Patton, and she finds Pater in the back row. That's one thing we're going to get to. Caden Patton does everything for the Harding County Lady Ranchers. Enters today contest leading the Ranchers in kills, 196. Also leading them in assists as a setter, 22 aces, 168 digs, and 28 blocks. And I'm pretty sure she drives the bus for the Ranchers on away games as well. Speaking of, they'll fake to the outside. Now goes to Carson Page, who hits it long. Faith pulls back to within one. It's 4-3 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And now we have a substitution as Cashley King, the DS for Faith, will exit the contest and enter Shea Veit. Serve dug up by Harding County. Outside, Braden Patton. Patton finds Pater in that short corner. And they will feed her tonight. It's one of our keys to the game here on KDSJ Sports. For the Faith Longhorns, you need to shut down the middle. And you have a lot of talent in the middle hitter position for Harding County, one of them being Patton. We got an ace for Harding County. They push their lead back out to 3, as that's Cadence Gilbert, the outside hitter, sophomore at 5'9", with the ace. Another short serve, and that's back-to-back aces. Pushes the lead now out to 4. It's 7-3 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Gilbert will not go 3 for 3, as her next serve is a bit long. So that will break the 2-point scoring run, 7-4 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And instead, Harding County will get it right back on a serving error from Faith's Harley Heidler. Libero back to serve. That is Lexi Rolfe, the new libero for the Ranchers, who has stepped up in a big way, being the defensive leader for the Ranchers. Set up in the middle. This is Braden Padden. Padden has it dug up by Jones. Now on the attack by Faith, and it's going to be blocked. The Padden girls combine on the block. That is both Camry and Braden Padden after the attack from, I believe that was number 13, Shea Veit. Harding County on the ensuing serve will be long and out of bounds. So another serving error by Lexi Rolfe. This is the third time these two teams have done battle in the 2025 season. Harding County with a 2-0 lead on the season. It's hard to beat a team twice in a season, let alone 3 times. And these two just played last weekend, part of the Little Moreau Conference tournament. Outside, and a nice little cross-court shot by Harding County's Macy Wendt. Junior outside hitter at 5'8". Third on the team in kills with 76. That was her 77th kill. Excuse me, it's 9-5 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Braden Padden, that's Camry Padden on the serve, and it's long for an ace. 9-6 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We have another substitution as for the Longhorns, Cashley King will replace Shea Veit, and she'll be back to serve. King, high serve, dug up by Wendt. Padden with the bump goes to Braden Padden. A nice change of pace shot by Braden Padden as the defense from the Longhorns coming together in the middle of the net. She changed her angle and just rolled it over top of the block, and no one was there for the Longhorns to get the dig. It's now 10-6. Wendt with another serve, and it'll go into the net. Staying around a 3-point ball game here on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard at 644 West Jackson and Spearfish. Call 644-7773 or see them at junix.com. Harding County gets it over. Now here comes Faith. They'll go to the middle. It's bumped, and Braden Padden keeps it alive, and great hustle by the Ranchers. Faith now try to attack it again. It's going to be blocked at the net by Harding County. Faith has to send it over in 3. Braden Padden, bump outside. Here's, Camry Padden. Braden Padden on the serve. It's now 12-7. We're having an erotic scoreboard here at Buffalo. Braden Padden to serve. Dug up in the backcourt. The libero for Faith gets it dug up. A nice little rolling shot. Wendt tries keeping it alive for Harding County, but it will fall out of bounds as Harley Heidler, senior middle hitter, leading attacker for the Faith Longhorns, gets another kill. Next to top the serving order with Rainey Jones. Rolfe with the dig outside. Glines hits it a bit long, and Faith pulls back to within 3. It's 12-9 in set number 1 here in Buffalo on our KDSJ's volleyball game of the week. We got high school football coming up tomorrow. Spearfish taking on the defending Class 11 AA champion Watertown Arrows. That was an awkward shot by Harding County's number 12 Carson Page, but he just happened to find that soft spot right in the middle of the floor of the Faith Longhorns. Sometimes you don't have to hit it super hard, you just got to hit it accurately, and that's what she did. Glines with the serve. Overpass. Braden Padden sends it back over for Harding County, and now the lead, just like that's back up to 5. As we have Camry Padden, who's a middle hitter and setter. You don't see those two positions put together very often in high school volleyball. You got Braden Padden, who is a middle hitter. Camry Padden about sent one over on the overpass. Faith gets it over in 3. Glines outside, and a kill in the back row, and that is courtesy of Cadence Gilbert, the sophomore. Second on the team in kills, and that'll force a timeout by Coach Drum and the Faith Lady Longhorns. We'll keep it right here on KDSJ, and we'll look at our matchup menu being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Let's see what's going on across the state in high school volleyball. Thunder Basin Central Wyoming taking on Rapid City Central. Sturgis is at Douglas in a Black Hills Conference matchup. Aberdeen Central is at Brandon Valley. Sioux Falls Jefferson at number 1 Harrisburg. Sioux Falls Lincoln's at Huron. Mitchell takes a visit to Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Yankton is at number 3 in Class A. Sioux Falls Christian T area at Sioux Falls Washington. Continue through our matchup menu. Edgemont's at Lee Deadwood. Bennett County at Hot Springs. Hill City at Rapid City Christian. And here in the Little Moreau Conference, Bison's at Dupree. McIntosh at Timberlake. Newell is at Wall. Kadoka area, Jones County. And then right here on KDSJ Sports, the Faith Lady Longhorns are here in Buffalo to take on the Harding County Lady Ranchers. Back after that timeout, 15-9 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard as Harding County will hit the ball outside and long, as it looked like that was Page on the attack for the Ranchers. We'll send Brindley Price back to serve. The setter for Faith. Patton with a tip, and we have a double hit on Faith as Camry Patton with a tip over that Faith was not ready for, and Jones ends up committing the double hit. Nice serve by Harding County, goes with the overpass. Camry Patton will hit it long and out of bounds. It was a nice setup on the overpass for Camry Patton, this time playing the middle hitter position, and maybe got a little too ambitious with it and sends it long. Heidler with the serve. Goes outside to Wendt. Wendt will hit it in that exact same spot and out of bounds. Ranchers going yard here after that timeout by Coach Drum in her first season, replacing Coach Schauer from the Faith Lady Longhorns. Here's an overpass on a great serve by Harding County. Faith with the ball now on offense, and they will hit it into the net. Unforced errors has been a big key for both of these teams. Whoever can play the cleanest game of volleyball will have the best chance of winning this contest. So now we'll have Lexi Rolfe back to serve, gets it dug up, and goes in the middle to Veit. Veit will go out of bounds as that about went off of Macy Wendt, and Faith will call its second timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds for the rest of this first set on KDSJ Sports.
Sharing the good news, feeding the world, or connecting you with anyone, anytime you need. That's what we do at West River Cooperative Telephone Company. Over the past 70 years, we've grown and evolved, but our mission has always been the same. We're here to bring you together, no matter the distance.
After that, Coach Drum, Faith Lady Longhorn timeout. Rolfe back to serve, and we're back in action here on KDSJ Sports. In the middle, there's Veit. Veit, that is. Patton goes outside to Wendt. Wendt will send it to the corner, dug up by Faith. This time will go in the middle to the other Veit. Camry Patton, Braden Patton will be penalized with the double hit. Thanks to more of our sponsors giving us some high school volleyball here in Harding County, including Buffalo Hardware, Veal Ranch Hay Grinding, Buffalo Ranch Supply, Olson Propane, Olson Fuels, and Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. 18-13 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Wendt after 3, sends it back over to Faith. They'll go outside, and a nice hit by Faith. It gets Harding County all out of rhythm, but the Ranchers keep it alive after 3. They'll set it up for Faith. Harding County gets it over in 2. Faith is going to go outside. No, they're going to go to the middle. Harding County, the defense, being stingy on this contest, and now the block by the block by Faith will send the ball out of bounds, and a point for the Ranchers. It was a great rally as Reese Antrim had quite a few good hits for Faith. Harding County being stingy on defense, not letting that ball drop. They'll go to the middle, and this time getting the kill for Faith will be Bridger Fry, sophomore middle hitter at 5'10". So now we'll have Shea Veit, the junior, back to serve. Rolf with the dig. Not quite the offensive set Harding County wants. They have to just free set it over in 3. We'll go outside to Antrim. Antrim finds the net, goes back to Faith. Here's the bump. Now no one is home for Faith as the back row for Faith was able to get the dig, but no one was there after the bump set. So the ball will go back to Macy Wendt. 26 aces on the season from the service line is Wendt. Junior at 5'8", outside hitter. And she might get herself an ace. No, Faith gets it over in 3, but they send it out of bounds. It was great hustle by the Longhorns as Sawyer Simon was able to keep it alive. And unfortunately for Faith, they have to hit it over out of bounds. On the ensuing serve, Wendt goes long and out of bounds. So now Simon with the serve, and she will serve it out of bounds. A bit of a sloppy game from the service line here in set number 1, as now we'll see a Braden Patton back to serve. 25 aces to her total coming into this contest. Flat-footed serve, dug up by Simons. Outside, and that was just a miss hit by Faith's Harley Heidler. Makes it now 23-15 here in set number 1 in Buffalo. Part of KDSJ's coverage of a few rivalry games, as coming up on Saturday we have Black Hills State University football as the Yellow Jackets host the South Dakota School of Mines Hard Rockers in the 140th edition of the Black Hills Brawl. That'll be on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ980.com. That ensuing serve went out of bounds for Harding County, so now Jones back to serve for Faith. We've had 3 straight service errors. Here's Page, dug up by Simon. Here's the set, goes into the middle for Faith, dug up by Rolf. There goes in the middle, Page with the tip, dug up by Faith. No one is there. Faith, it's a battle at the net. Faith is still staying alive somehow. Now a block by Harding County, still dug up by Faith, and we play on. Patton goes to the outside, and this time Harding County's Maya Glein's not able to catch up to it. What an effort by the Faith Longhorns as they kept the ball alive despite having it be a battle at the net that Harding County was able to put up the block, but nonetheless, Faith kept it alive. 23-17 in set number 1. Page goes long, dug up by Jones. Here's the set. Outside is Veit, and Veit hits the antenna, which is out of bounds. That'll bring up set point for the Ranchers. And it will be Maya Glines, the setter. It goes, the serve goes off the basketball hoop on the dig of Faith. And therefore the Longhorns couldn't catch up to it, and it'll go as an ace and a set 1 win for Harding County. 25-17, the final in set number 1. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, come back with set number 2 as Harding County and Faith in a Little Moreau Conference matchup here on KDSJ Sports.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle-Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling, construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Bold flavors with an authentic Hispanic experience at El Sombrero and Spearfish, your local family-owned and operated Mexican restaurant right here in the Black Hills. Each bite tells a story, with each entree made from scratch, all from passed down traditional family recipes. Enjoy their extensive drink selection, and they can even cater to your next fiesta. Good food, good friends, good times. Stop in at 701 North 5th Street, Spearfish, and welcome to El Sombrero, where there's always a place to hang your hat.
Medicine broadcast booth. And another thanks to some of our sponsors up here in Harding County in the Faith area, including Grand Electric, Butte County Equipment, Southwest Healthcare Services, Tri-State Chiropractic, BK Seidel Incorporated, Rollin' in the Dough Bakery, and West River Telephone Cooperative. As Harding County took set one 25-17 behind dominant serving and also controlling the net in the final few points of that first set. Harding County has beaten Faith already twice this season, once in the regular season and once just this past weekend in the Little Moreau Conference tournament. As Harding County will be first to serve. Some of the best wins for Faith include a win over 6-8 Gettysburg, a win over 6-8 New Underwood, and also they beat a really talented and underrated Newell squad in the Little Moreau Conference tournament. 7-9 on the season of the Faith Lady Longhorns. Meanwhile, for Harding County, only 2 losses on the season. One to Bennett County in the Phillip tournament at the beginning of the season. Then they lost to Lemon, the Cowgirls, in the Little Moreau Conference tournament. But since it was a double elimination, they played them again, and they won the Little Moreau Conference tournament. Glines gets us started here in the second set. Faith is not able to track down the ball, and it will go as a first serve ace for Maya Glines and the Harding County Lady Ranchers. One of the keys for Faith was serve, receive, and serving well. And both of those, I'd say, went to advantage of the Ranchers, as now Faith has to send it over in 3. They'll go outside, and Faith able to get the dig. Heidler hits it over to Wentz. Wentz set to Glines. Glines in the middle. There's Camry Patton. She finds it pay dirt. Camry Patton, the team's leader in kills, 196 entering today, and is holding her hand after that hit. See if that affects her at all throughout this contest. Glines on a 2-0 serving run. The ball gets caught in the basketball hoop again here at the Harding County High School gym. Here's Page, and cross-court shot by Carson Page, the 6-foot sophomore. Makes it a 3-0 scoring run for Faith to start the second set. All thanks to the setter, Maya Glines, from behind the service line. 45 aces entering this contest. Make that 46 as she picked up another one as that ball rolled off the very top of the net for an ace. So now making a 4-0 scoring run. A low dig by Veit. It goes clear out of bounds. Now make it a 5-0 scoring run. So Glines getting most of the damage done from behind the service line. The leading acer for the Harding County Ranchers. And of course, right when I say that, she hits it out of bounds. So a 5-1 or a 5-0 scoring run to start for Harding County here in set number 2. That'll send Rainey Jones back to serve. Jones dug up by Rolfe. Here's Camry Patton from the outside. Jones able to dig it up. Faith having to rally. The libero hits it over in 3. That's Simon. Now here comes Harding County, and hitting it into the antenna is Cadence Gilbert. So Faith with now back-to-back points. Rainey Jones still back to serve, a short serve. Gilbert's able to dig it up. Here's Wentz on the back row attack, dug up by Faith. Good job by the Longhorn defense. They have to send it over in 3 by Jones. In the middle, Camry Patton, and it will go off of Simon to the back wall, and another kill for Camry Patton. The sophomore's been playing varsity sports, and she was an 8th grader here at Harding County. She's played in a few basketball state tournaments as the Ranchers looking to get back to the state tournament, and both basketball and volleyball as they were in the Sodak 16 last season. And we have a block at the net by Faith's middle hitter, Harley Heidler. As both Heidler and went after the ball at the net, and advantage to the senior wearing the black and orange in Harley Heidler. Good looking serve by Faith. Harding County is able to recover. Went on the free ball, tip over, dug up by Faith. It'll go in the middle to Heidler. Heidler free tip over, and now Glines hits it way back into the back row. Harding County having to rally, and the rally is too late as Camry Patton headed toward the net, but the ball ended up hitting the antenna. So after the Ranchers started off with a 5-0 run here in the second, the Longhorns have outscored them now 4-2 in that span. It's 6-4 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Make that 6-5. We got an ace. That is Brinley Price, the setter for the Longhorns, getting the kill. Thank you to some more of our sports sponsors, including El Sombrero Mexican Restaurant and Spearfish and Eaton Construction. That was a nice hit by Camry Patton at the net. He actually hits it with her left hand. Turned her body and just taps it over with the left hand. With the uber-talented sophomore for Harding County, there's a block at the net, and the Patton girls got the best of fight. Both Braden and Camry coming together on the block. Makes it now 8-5 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Here's Lexi Rolfe with the serve. Faith having to scramble. Simons has to hit it over in 3. Outside, there's Wentz. Wentz with the tip. Vite's able to get it still up in the air. She has to send it back over in 3. Here's both Patton girls coming together on the hit to tip it over. Now here's Vite on the attack. Went to the outside, trailing away, and can't get it over the net. As the set to Macy went too far into the net, Wentz had to backpedal her way in order to hit it across the court, and it ends up going into the net. Heidler, great looking serve, and it's going to, no, not go as an ace. Good job by Harding County to recover after 2. Good hit by Faith, and it will find the bottom of the ground as now the Longhorns, and this time it's Bridger Fry, the middle hitter, sophomore for the Longhorns, making it a 1-point game. It's now 8-7 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, and we're tied. That's a serving ace by Harley Heidler. And now we have a substitution for the Ranchers. Sorrel Nation, the defensive specialist senior, goes out of the contest. It don't matter. It's another ace by Harley Heidler, as this time Lexi Rolfe not able to recover. It's now 8-9 in favor of the Faith Lady Longhorns, their first lead of the contest. Here's Went on the outside, and she's going to hit it long. And Coach Bruhaw is going to call a timeout. Harding County led after the first set. They led after the beginning of the second, and now Faith with Harley Heidler from the service line giving the Longhorns the lead. It's 8-10. We're back in 30 seconds here on KDSJ Sports.
For nearly 50 years, Lowe Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
According to my numbers, it's a 6-0 scoring run from the Faith Lady Longhorns. That is courtesy of Harley Heidler, a senior from behind the service line. It's giving Faith their first lead of the game. Is now after that Bruja timeout. The Ranchers send it over in 3, and this time Faith has to head it over in 3. The offense out of momentum. They go outside to Camry Patton, who will be hitting it into the net. Bridger Fry, the closest Faith Longhorn on the defense. So now it's a 7-0 scoring run for Heidler. And Heidler will have that scoring run come to a close as she hits it out of bounds here on the near side of the court. So the run ends at 7. Camry Patton on the serve. Faith outside, there's Fry. Ralph the libero with the dig outside. Macy went. She will hit it toward the back row, and Jones not able to get the dig. And now 2 points for the Ranchers to close back to within 1. We'll see these Faith Lady Longhorns next week when we head to Bellefouche. The Bronx take on the Longhorns next week on KDSJ Sports. Short set, Patton, and the Longhorns saw it coming. As they tried quick setting it to Braden Patton in the middle of the net. Faith was right there to catch up to the dig. They tip it over in just 1, and Harding County was not able to recover. So it's now 12-10 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Glines hits it cross court, and it will go off of Antrim for the kill. Again, a 6-2 lineup for Harding County. That means you have 2 setters that rotate throughout the rotations. Hence why you have someone like Camry Patton, who's a middle hitter and a setter, who leads the team in both kills and assists. No, she does not assist it to herself. So now Faith on offense, outside, Antrim able to find that soft spot in the middle of the floor as all the Ranchers went up to the net to try to get the block. Antrim beats the block, and no one was home behind the wall from the Ranchers to get the dig. It's 11-13 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Shea Veit on the serve. Rolfe able to get it dug up. Here's Gilbert, cross-court shot. Good dig by Faith, and it goes over the net. Camry Patton just has to send it back in 2. Here's Antrim. Antrim with the tip. Went, keeps it alive. Backside, here's Gilbert on a 9, dug up by Shea Veit. Now they go into the middle. Fry, dug up by Rolfe. We got quite a rally here on KDSJ Sports. Camry Patton has to hit it over in 3. They go to Antrim. Antrim's blocked at the net. Back and forth, great effort by both the Longhorns and the Ranchers. Lexi Rolfe, the sophomore junior libero, the leader of the defense for Harding County. A big key to that rally, and then we got a block on the other side, and this is courtesy of 6 feet middle hitter Carson Page, the sophomore. 3rd on the team in blocks entering today, as we're now tied at 13. Camry Patton goes long with the serve, as now Faith takes a 1-point lead. Rolfe will re-enter the game as the libero, and then on the flip side for the Longhorns, Bridger Fry will take a seat, and here comes Heidler. Here's Glines. Glines gets the kill off of a Faith Longhorn as Emma Spring, a senior right side / setter, was not able to get the kill, and we're tied again at 14. Glines, the setter to serve, one of the 2 setters, and she goes long. Serving has been the main difference in this contest. So Harding County control the net and serving from the service line in set number 1. And then Faith goes on a 7-0 run here in set number 2. That's kind of kept the momentum with the Longhorns. Here's Camry Padden with the kill, dug up by Faith. They have to send it over in 3. Rolf diving attempt to get the dig. They go to Camry Padden in the middle again. Simon with the dig. They will go to the middle to Heidler. Heidler goes long and out of bounds. And we're tied up again at 15. And again, the KDSJ's coverage of high school volleyball brought to you by Bison Grain. And also the Tropical Smoothie Cafe giving us the replay on KDSJ-TV. That will go as an ace for Cadence Gilbert, the sophomore. Harding County takes their first lead since the beginning of this second set. Harding County leads 1-0, 25-17 after set number 1, and then on the overpass by Faith on defense, Camry Padden sends it back toward the Longhorns, and Coach Drum will want to call a timeout. It's 17-15 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We're back in 30 seconds with some more high school volleyball on KDSJ Sports.
Food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
Cadence Gilbert back to serve for the Ranchers. They lead 17-15 here in set number 2. They lead the match 1-0, and Gilbert will start off with an ace. Whoever controls the service line has had the advantage for both teams. And now we see Gilbert go long. 2-point contest. It's 18-16 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Gilbert will exit the contest, and we'll have Harding County's Keisha Brown, defensive specialist, sophomore at 5'2", enter the contest wearing number 4. Glines able to track down the ball. Wendt will have to free hit it over. Here's a backside hit for Veit. Veit hits across the court. Glines able to catch up to it. Braden Padden hits it over in 3. Overpass by Faith. Veit has to hit it over in 3 as well on the free ball. Here's Wendt in the middle of the net. Off the block, Faith able to recover. And unfortunately for the Longhorns, both of Libero and I think that was Emma Spring. Nope, that was actually Whitney Veit, both hitting the ball at the same time, and it will go down on Faith's side. 19-16, here's the Longhorns. Here's Shea Veit. Tip is controlled by Harding County. Here's Camry Padden, dug up by Faith. They'll go to Cadence Heidler in the middle. Wendt with the dig. Here's the set by Glines, back to Wendt. And this time Heidler hits it with the backside of her hand, and it'll go out of bounds. So after that 17-15 point in the contest, it's now 20-16. Heidler cross court, dug up by Glines, and both Padden and Rolf not able to set up the offense. So anytime Heidler has her hands on the ball for the Faith Longhorns, they've been able to find some traction with their offense, and now she will go back to the service line where she picked up a 7-0 scoring run for the Longhorns. They need one now, trailing by 3. Heidler in the back row. Faith has to send it over in 2 by Veit. Outside, here's Macy Wendt, winds up off the block, and Faith not able to track it down. Macy Wendt with another kill. Now we'll send back Camry Padden to the service line. Padden, flat-footed serve, short. It's going to be dug up by Faith. Now here's in the middle to Shea Veit. Padden with the dig. They'll go back outside to Wendt. She's had the hot hand. Now here's Faith. Faith dug up by Rolf. Padden to Padden in the middle, and this time Jones not able to catch up to it as it goes off of Jones. And Harding County takes a 22-17 lead, and we have another timeout by Coach Drum. We'll take one with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the rest of this second set here on KDSJ Sports.
I own this shop and an electric co-op.
We own this ranch.
And we also own an electric co-op.
I own this house along with Electric Co-op.
Grand Electric Cooperative is owned by our members.
I own this barbershop and an electric co-op.
Together, we're partners in keeping our corners of South Dakota vibrant. So go ahead and use your energy to own your day.
And we're back here in Buffalo with our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Clayson Davis on the call. Cody Oliver back in Spearfish, keeping us on the radio waves at KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM. As now Coach Drum is out of timeouts for the Faith Lady Longhorns. They trail 22-17 after losing set one 25-17. And Camry Patton on the serve. Short serve, dug up by Faith into the back row. Shea Veit hits it over in three. Went. Patton with the back serve. It goes into the net. First action we've seen from Addison Combs, the senior right side at 5'6" for Harding County. Sawyer Simons, the libero, will not serve and instead will give it to Emma Spring. Serve for the Longhorns, trailing by 4. Her serve goes back to Rolfe. Camry Patton goes to Braden Patton in the middle. Simons with the dig. Set up in the middle, and a nice block by Harding County. Faith keeps it alive, and Harding County almost were caught off guard. Wentz keeps it alive. Atram now back to the back row. Faith just has to hit it over with Fry. Here's Camry Patton outside. Wentz sends it long and out of bounds. As it seemed like Harding County thought they had the point. Faith, good recognition by the Longhorns to keep the ball alive. It almost caught Harding County off guard. Wentz, serve, receive. Patton in the middle. Braden Patton with the tip. Antrim able to get the tip. It's going to go back to Antrim. Antrim with the tip. Goes off of Patton, and Harding County has to send it over in 3, and the free ball goes long and out of bounds. So after trailing 22-17, 3 straight points from the Faith Longhorns. Big part of that is Emma Spring serving well from the line. It's all about serving and serve-receive here in high school volleyball, and right now Faith is getting the advantage in those 2 aspects. As now Harding County has to send it over in 3, not quite having an offensive rhythm. Here's the Longhorns. Rolfe with the dig. They go outside to Wentz. Wentz flat-footed, and it'll go off the block. And a point for the Ranchers off the block touch. Brown will take a seat for Harding County with Macy Wentz. Back to serve, 23-20 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard and make that 23-21. Went with another service error. Sawyer Simons will also not serve and give it to Cashley King, the senior defensive specialist. Rolfe with the receive. Back set. Here's Glines with a shot, and it goes down right in front of King, and it's going to bring up set point. 24-21, and Braden Patton gets the serve. Faith setting it up in the middle. Fry, dug up by Braden Patton. Camry Patton goes in the middle to Carson Page. Page off the net, overpass by Faith. Harding County has another chance on offense. Goes to Gilbert, and Gilbert swings and misses for a hitting error, and it's going to be set point number 2 for the Longhorns. Simons will now go back to serve. Will she hand it off to someone? She will not. She will serve for set point number 2. Patton outside to Carson Page. Page cross-court shot. Antrim with the dig. Antrim will have it set back to her. Free ball over. Back to Went in the corner. Here's a setup to the outside. Gilbert. Gilbert off the block. No one's there, and that is the 25th and final point here of the second set for Harding County. They take a 2-0 lead. This time 25-22. They took set number 1 25-17 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Third and possibly final set coming up next here on KDSJ Sports. Faith, they need to win 3 straight to go with the reverse sweep. Harding County looking to make it 3 for 3 versus Faith. Set number 3 coming up in a minute on KDSJ Sports.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
Dry, safe, secure, and affordable. That's what False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage is all about. New or used, multiple size and door options. We've got the perfect storage container for you, and we can even deliver it with no special equipment needed. You can buy or rent, it's available on-site, or we can bring it right to you and set it up where you need it. We offer flexible storage for every need, and Kelly the Container Queen is in the office and ready to help. Give us a call today at 605-641-1555 or visit our website at fbccontainersandstorage.com.
The Harding County student section now in a push-up contest. But don't worry, kids, you're only on TV. No one wants to lose this. It's 2-0 Harding County on top of the Faith Lady Longhorns here in Buffalo. Both of these kids are getting pretty tired. The one on the right had to take a stop. The one on the left in the white long sleeve shirt, red bandana, he's up to 34 now. And he won it. Kid in the blue, you just lost on national television. Make sure your future employers don't see this. Clayson Davis from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Harding County won set number 2 25-22, despite hit and miss serving from the Lady Longhorns, and now Faith needing to win this set to extend the game. Jones will start off serving for the Longhorns, and she will start off hitting it long. Rainey Jones, the senior DS. It's going to bring up Maya Glines with 45 aces entering this contest for Harding County. She will return the favor and hit it long. You don't need 3 guesses to know what both of these teams will be practicing next week. It'll involve serving. Here's the setter to serve for the Longhorns, and then on the attack by Camry Patton, she hits it into the net. So hitting error. Brinley Price back to serve again. 2-1 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Price, back row to Went. Went goes over to Gilbert. Gilbert. Seems like the Ranchers weren't quite really set up, as Went was clapping her hands, almost a little mad on how she passed the ball, and Gilbert hits it into the net. So now it's a 3-1 lead for the Faith Longhorns. They're going to go to Patton on the outside, off the block. Veit able to hit it over the net and hit it over the line and out of bounds. There's Whitney Veit, the senior at 5'9", and then there's Shay Veit, the junior at 5'9". Both of them outside hitters. Gilbert on the ensuing serve, that is, will go out of bounds. So she will exit the contest for Tasia Brown, the sophomore, 5'2", defensive specialist. Heidler for the Longhorns will hit it out of bounds. She was a key part of that 7-0 scoring run for the Longhorns in set number 2 that kept them in the contest. This time she hits it long. On the flip side, Harding County hits it long, and another serving error. It makes it 3-5. Both teams, I would say, would have, I think maybe all of these points have come off as serving errors. So now Whitney Veit exited the ball game. Here's Camry Patton on the attack, cross court, dug up by Faith. Outside, tip to Antrim is dug up by Harding County, but on the flip side, Went hits it out of bounds. The line judges having their work cut out for them today. And also our Law on the Court being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. While I was describing that live read Faith hits it out of bounds. It's 4-6 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We're at a serve off, and now we see Harding County hit it long and out of bounds, but Faith was out of rotation. So Harding County and Camry Patton gets a gift from the Longhorns as she hit that one way out of bounds, but the Longhorns out of rotation. So now Camry Patton will have a chance to do it again. She short serves it, and it lands on the line and out of bounds. Five to 7 on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, and I think 11 of these 12 total points have been serving and or hitting errors. Let's make that another one. Faith hits it out of bounds. It's 6-7 on the serve. Macy Went, can we get a good serve, girls? She will hit it inbounds and we play volleyball. Simons sets it up to Antrim, has to free ball it over. Patton, Braden Patton in the middle, dug up by Simons. Faith is able to track it down. Antrim has to free ball it over, back to Went. Patton outside, here's Gilbert. Gilbert, nice dig by the Longhorns, but no one's there to get the bump. Easily the longest rally of the third set. And we're tied at 7 with number 7 Macy Went back to serve. Faith with the attack. Fry saw the block coming in by Harding County and elects to go with the tip, and it goes right on over the block for the point. Take a look at that on our Tropical Smoothie Sports replay. Now we'll have the libero Sawyer Simon, the sophomore, back to serve. Rolfe with the dig in the middle. Cameron Patton blocked by Heidler, and it goes back to Harding County, who then hits it twice, and that will be a double hit on Harding County. It's 9-7 Faith on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Simon with the serve. Patton's able to track it down. Gilbert will hit it long and out of bounds. So it hasn't been a clean game by any means by really either team. Simon on a 3-0 scoring run for Harding County. Gilbert, clean dig. Camry Patton with the bump set, and Rolfe will have to free ball it over back to Faith. Outside, Antrim with the attack, and it's out of bounds. It's going to bring Braden Patton back to serve. Patton with the serve. Faith, Heidler has to now free ball it back over by Price. Here's Camry Patton to Gilbert. Gilbert tips it over, and she finds that soft outside corner where there wasn't a Faith Longhorn standing, and will get the point. Gilbert second on the team in kills entering this contest with 101. Also, she's had 33 assists. So everyone on this Harding County squad needs to be able to set the ball here in this 6-2. Heidler with the free tip over, Went with the dig. Here's Patton with the bump. Glines hits it over. Now on Harding County's side, Antrim with the free ball over. They'll go to Carson Page in the middle. That's dug up by Faith on the overpass. Page to Heidler. Faith gets it over in 3. Now here comes Patton, tries the dump off, not there. Heidler sends it back to Braden Patton. Camry Patton outside to Gilbert. Gilbert with the tip. Faith able to get it dug up. Here's the overpass. Gilbert, and Faith this time can't get the ball dug up cleanly as it goes into the net. Here's Braden Patton starting to get together a scoring run. This is her third straight serve. Heidler will hit it into the net. That was a quick set to the outside to Heidler, and hard for her to track down the ball. Braden Patton on the serve. Low serve, and it's going to go as an ace. Braden Patton now on a 4-0 scoring run. Makes it 12-10. Again, one more set win for Harding County, and it will be a win. Now it is another ace by Braden Patton, and Coach Drum will have to call another timeout. It's 13-10 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We're going to be back in 30 seconds with the bottom end of this timeout here on KDSJ Sports.
It's not one, but two great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Braden Patton on a 5-0 scoring run, giving the Ranchers a 13-10 lead on our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And we have a lift on the other side of that timeout by Camry Patton. It is a gutsy volleyball contest here on KDSJ-TV. Hasn't been pretty by any means, but nonetheless, Faith trailing 0-2. They need to win this set to force a set 4. Carson Page with the attack, drills it right in front of a Faith Lady Longhorn. Makes it now 14-11. Glines on the serve. Simon, Price, Heidler, and a dig by Wendt, who saw that ball go to the ceiling and straight back to the floor. Faith keeps it to within 2. Brindley Price, the senior setter, back to serve now for the Longhorns. 5-1 setup for Faith compared to the 6-2 Harding County Lady Ranchers. Here's Camry Patton. Hits it over, and on the overpass, Carson Page at 6 feet tall said that's baby food and sends it right back over the net and straight to the ground. Cadence Gilbert back to serve. Her serve is dug up by Faith. It'll be a free ball by Whitney Veit. Backside, now here comes Wendt, and Wendt shoots it out of bounds. Keeping it a 2-point contest. Now Harding County will head to their bench as Sorrel Nation, the senior defensive specialist, 233 digs entering this contest, will head to the back row for the Longhorns. She actually gets the serve receive, and she has it back for a free ball on hit number 3. Price, backside. Here's Shea Veit. Cross-court shot will head to the Harding County bench and out of bounds. 16-13. Reminder, after the conclusion of this contest, we'll name a Superior Performer, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Here's Fry cooking up another kill for the Faith Lady Longhorns. Lands right in the middle of the Harding County defense. It's one of the keys to Faith's contest, and that is attacking and trying to shut down the middles of Harding County. Of course, you have both Patton girls. You have Cadence Gilbert as an outside hitter. Macy Wendt is an outside hitter. Carson Page at 6 feet tall, one of those talented middle hitters. Faith, a lot of pieces returning from last season's Sodak 16 team. As we're back in action here in Buffalo. The Longhorns all out of sorts, as after the set, no one was around to get the kill, and Reese Antrim had to hit it into the net. It's now 17-14. The lead is 3 for Harding County. Here's Camry Patton with the serve. Price sets it up to Shea Veit. Nice dig by, that was Nation, and she digs that out of bounds. Harding County hasn't flat run away with this contest by any means. Faith has been making it everything hard on the Ranchers, and they've been also giving them gifts, as now Shea Veit hits the ball out of bounds on the serve. The lead is back up to 3. As now Nation will take a seat. Enter Cadence Gilbert and Macy Wendt. She'll be back to serve, as the Harding County Lady Ranchers will be in the Northern Black Hills, taking on Lee Deadwood, their next contest. As Harding County getting the kill. Excuse me, that's Faith getting the kill. Bridger Fry, the middle hitter. It bounced off the top of the net, and Harding County hits it into their soft spot of the defense. Here's Simon on the serve, and she goes long. This game has been decided by whoever serves the best, as both teams have had their moments serving, both teams have had their struggles, and there on the kill, Harding County's Gilbert rocks it straight to the floor, and now Coach Drum has to call her second timeout. 20-16 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. We'll keep it right here as Harding County starting to flex their muscles here in the final few moments of this third set. 5 points away from winning this contest outright. Let's talk about what's coming up next for KDSJ Sports. Tomorrow, we're back in Lyle Harris Stadium for Spearfish High School football. They host the defending Class 11 AA state champion Watertown Arrows in Spearfish tomorrow with kickoff at 6 o'clock. Jake's Collision Repair countdown to kickoff at 5:30. That'll again be on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and also streaming on your hometown stream for your hometown team, KDSJ-TV. As we're back in action after that Coach Drum timeouts. Faith sends it over in 3. Now here's Carson Page. Flat-footed, hits it to the back row. Faith trying to set up any sort of rhythm on offense. Went with a diving dig to the outside. Glines tips it over. Faith goes to the outside. Antrim off the block touch and down for a point. Let's take a look at that on our Tropical Smoothie Sports replay. The junior, Reese Antrim, 5'9" outside hitter with the kill. Rainey Jones, high serve. Gilbert with the dig. Patton sets up to Glines, and Glines off the block touch gets the kill. You have Camry Patton, a middle hitter / setter, setting it up to her other setter, Maya Glines. This time the designated setter gets the kill. Faith on the overpass, another point for Harding County. As you start to see the Faith Longhorns start to run out of gas. And again, make sure you subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube so you never miss another live sports broadcast. Another overpass. Camry Patton has it rejected at the net by the Faith Longhorns. And going up and contesting the sophomore was the setter, Brinley Price, the senior, the experience. Price getting the point. It's now 22-18. Rolfe, here's Glines to Patton. Patton off the block, low, and this time Jones not able to dig it cleanly, and Patton with another kill. 23-18. We'll have our El Sombrero postgame show coming up possibly in a matter of moments. Brought to you by El Sombrero and Spearfish. I also want to thank Buffalo Hardware for giving us coverage of KDSJ-TV, including Grand Electric, Veal Ranch Hay Grinding, Buffalo Ranch Supply, Olson Propane, and Olson Fuels. 24-18, set point, match point, Gilbert with the serve. Here's Heidler. Heidler cross court over to Patton. Macy Went has to throw it up in the air, and that will be a lift. So now Gilbert will exit the contest. Nation re-enters for the Ranchers, more of a defensive lineup. Harley Heidler, she went on that 7-0 scoring run here in set number 2 with the serve. Dug up, here's Camry Patton in the middle, swings and misses for a hitting error, and now the Longhorns back to 20. Lost set 1, 25-17, set 2, 25-22. They trail 24-20. Heidler ironically ends the game on a service error for Faith, and that will do it for Harding County. They take set number 3, 25-20, and they get the 3-0 sweep of Harding County on the season. Of Faith on the season. as the Harding County Lady Ranchers improved to 18-0 on the season. The Faith Lady Longhorns dropped to 7-10. We got a post-game show coming up next, brought to you by El Sombrero. We will recap the scoring for both of these teams. We will name a superior performer. We will look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard and talk about what's next. Up in 2 minutes on KDSJ Sports.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish in the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W and Spearfish inside Walmart on 1st Avenue. Let's go Spartans! For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive,
Pillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Pillen Optical, caring for your family one pair of eyes at a time.
The Goldust Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Goldust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting goldustdeadwood.com.
And we are back in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as Harding County takes care of the rival Faith Lady Longhorns 3-0 here on KDSJ Sports. Set 1, 25-17, set 2, 25-22, and finally in set 3 at 25-20. It's our El Sombrero postgame show brought to you by El Sombrero in Spearfish. Proud and new sponsor of KDSJ Sports at 701 North 5th Street in Spearfish. And give them a call at 605-443-9219. As we recap this contest, a Little Moreau Conference matchup here on KDSJ-TV. A little break from AA class action to Class B action. Set number 1, 18-12, and it was really serving from the Ranchers, which was really the story of the entire game for both teams from the service line. And also Harding County with Braden Patton, Camry Patton both controlled the net as well. They took set 1, 25-17. Set 2, Harding County started on a 5-0 scoring run as the serve received from Faith. Not able to track down the serves from Harding County. That was until we had senior Harley Heidler start to step it up from the service line. She went on a 7-0 scoring run, making Harding County and Coach Bruja take their first and only timeout of this entire game as Faith led by as much as 5 points in set number 2. Now, as before, Harding County, they started to get it done from the service line and again from the net as they eventually retook the lead 17-15. Then they went on a 5-0 scoring run from Harding County from the service line to make it 22-17. And then finally, Faith, they started getting it done from the service line. They started to make a run to get back in the contest. They got to within 2, and then eventually Harding County puts the final touches in set number 2 at 25-22. Really, this entire contest, it's been whoever could serve and whoever could serve receive. And based on the score, Harding County did that the best throughout all of the contest. And that was no different in set number 3, as really both teams couldn't serve the ball well, as we went back and forth from the service line, and it was from aces and from missed serves, as there wasn't a lot of volleyball being played. It was more of a serving match between both squads, and eventually Harding County got out of their woes first. They took a 13-10 lead after the first timeout from Faith, and then they went on a 5-0 scoring run from Braden Patton to take the lead 20-16. And then finally, Harding County, they were the first to 24. It was 24-17 before Harding County had a service error. Faith, they were able to get a few more points from Hardley Heidler, and then poetically, she hits it long and out of bounds for the 25th and final point of this contest, as Harding County wins 25-20 in set number 3. That's how the scoring happened here in Buffalo. We will take another 2-minute timeout. Already played that song. We'll take another 2-minute timeout, and we will name a superior performer here on KDSJ Sports, as Harding County gets the win 3-0. Superior performer up next.
Sharing the good news, feeding the world, or connecting you with anyone, anytime you need. That's what we do at West River Cooperative Telephone Company. Over the past 70 years, we've grown and evolved, but our mission has always been the same. We're here to bring you together, no matter the distance.
Worried about your roof? Don't wait for a more expensive problem.
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
Returning with our El Sombrero post-game show, Clayson Davis from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Thank you to more of our sponsors, including Pillin Optical, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating, A&W in Walmart here with KDSJ-TV, Heiserling Concrete, Jake's Collision Repair, Veal Ranch Hay Grinding, Olson Fuels, Olson Propane, West River Cooperative Telephone Company, Rollin' in the Dough Bakery, Tri-State Chiropractic, Southwest Healthcare Service, and Grand Electric. It's time to name a superior performer for this contest, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish, and you can give them a call at 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. After tallying up the votes, Maya Glein, setter for Harding County, gets our superior performer for this contest, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish, as she was able to get most of the damage done from the service line and also helped set up the Patton girls, also helped get some assists with Cadence Gilbert, Carson Page, and really helped to do it all for the Harding County Lady Ranchers, as you could give it to Camry Patton, Braden Patton, pretty much every single game of the year. And this time we're going to give the other setters some recognition in Maya Glines, our Superior Performer, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. She has her name added to the list of Superior Performers for October. September's voting list is up on our website at KDSJ980.com. You can go and vote for your Superior Performer of the month of September. Voting ends at the end of this month, so October 31st. And the winner will have $100 donated to his or her school's athletic fund. Again, a great performance by Maya Glines, our Superior Performer, brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. We'll keep it right here and look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, brought to you by Junix Jeep Dodge Ram at 644 West Jackson in Spearfish. And you can check them out at 605-644-7773 or see them at junix.com. Let's take a look at what craziness happened here in state of South Dakota volleyball here on a Thursday night. We'll start off in Class 11 AA. Harrisburg continuing their dominance in South Dakota high school volleyball, 3-0 over Jefferson. Lincoln over Huron 3-0. Mitchell over Roosevelt in 5 sets, 3-2. Brandon Valley sweeps Aberdeen Central 3-0. Sioux Falls Christian with a sweep over Class 11. Over Class AA Yankton 3-0. Sioux Falls Washington over T Area 3-0. In Class 11A, Rapid City Christian currently up 1-0 over Hill City. It's 23-16 in set number 2. No score update from Lee Deadwood and Edgemont in a top 5 battle in Class 11 in Class A volleyball. Number 1 Del Rapids over number 5 Lennox 3-1. And let's go to Class B volleyball, as it is, see if we have any score update. Wall over Newell, 2-0 currently. No score update from Lee Deadwood Edgemont. And of course, right here on KDSJ Sports, 3-0 win for Harding County over the Faith Lady Longhorns. No score update yet from Timberlake McIntosh, Dupree Bison, and Sully Buttes and Phillip, as well as Hot Springs and Bennett County. So that's a look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And we'll take another 2-minute timeout, and we will come back and talk about what's next for both of these teams and KDSJ Sports. Harding County with a 3-0 win over the Faith Lady Longhorns in Rivalry Week here on KDSJ-TV. We'll put a bow here in Buffalo after this.
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Harding County with a 3-0 win over the Faith Lady Longhorns here on KDSJ's coverage of high school volleyball. And we will have our next volleyball broadcast next week as the same Faith Lady Longhorns will be in Belle-Fourche to take on the Belle-Fourche Lady Broncs in a interclass matchup, Class A versus Class B next week here on KDSJ Sports. Harding County gets the win 3-0, 25-17, 25-22, 25-20. And let's see what's next for both of these teams in here on KDSJ-TV. Next up for the Ranchers, they will be in the Northern Black Hills, and they will be in Lee Deadwood on the 7th before hosting Newell. They're hosting Lee Deadwood, and they'll host Newell. They will head to New Underwood for a triangular versus Kadoka area and New Underwood on the 11th. They'll host a good McIntosh team, host Hettinger Scranton, and then finish the season at Bison. Meanwhile, for Faith, they now drop to 7-10 on the season. They will be at Belle-Fourche next week before hosting Phillip. They'll compete in the Gettysburg Battler Tournament on the 11th before being at Dupree. They will be in Douglas on the 18th for the 36th annual Douglas Varsity Volleyball game tournament, then hosting Timberlake at Bowman County and hosting Newell. Next up for KDSJ Sports, we're back in action tomorrow. High school football. Spearfish Spartans 3-2 on the season, freshly ranked 5th in the state in the crazy world of Class 11 AA. They will be hosting the defending state champion Watertown Arrows, and tomorrow with kickoff at 6 o'clock, pregame at 5:30. And that is, again, right here on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, the KDSJ Sports mobile app, and your hometown team stream for your hometown team, KDSJ-TV. Coming up for college football this Saturday, it's the 140th Black Hills Brawl. South Dakota Mines and Black Hills State doing battle for the 140th time in Lyle Hare Stadium. Expecting a sold-out crowd here for the Yellow Jackets and the Hard Rockers doing battle for the home stake trophy. And that will be at 6 o'clock with pregame at 5:30. Steve Ammerman in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth with the action. Thank you to more of our sponsors, including West River Cooperative Telephone Company, BK Seidel Incorporated, Buffalo Hardware, Veal Ranch Hay Grinding, Buffalo Ranch Supply, Olson Propane, Olson Fuels, Grand Electric, Butte County Equipment, Southwest Health Service, as well as the Millstone Family Restaurant with our From the Bench podcast. As we caught up with head coach Josh Bresky earlier this week and hearing his take on the Black Hills Brawl. You can rewatch that on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Remember to subscribe to KDSJ-TV so you never miss another live sports broadcast. And you can also listen to the podcast live for free on Apple Music and Spotify. Also anywhere else you listen to podcasts. And remember, if you missed any of the action, you can hear any game anytime. Just look for the podcast tab on KDSJ980.com. And as stated before, for video archives and to view your live sports broadcast, subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube and follow KDSJ Radio on Facebook. That will do it for our broadcast here tonight in Buffalo. I want to thank Cody Oliver back in the studios in Spearfish, keeping us on the radio waves. And join us tomorrow for Spearfish High School Football versus Watertown. For KDSJ Sports, I'm Clayson Davis, signing off in Buffalo. Everyone have a good rest of your night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.